Kevin, we know that Forvis Mazars as a company offers fantastic support for any companies, including from the UK, to enter the Japanese market. I'd really like to hear from you. What is the most surprising challenge that you've heard companies encountering when doing so? And how does Forvis Mazars help companies navigate these types of challenges?
Yeah, thanks for your question and thanks for your time today. Let me just start maybe by, if you look at a sort of a UK company, maybe considering to enter the Japanese market, it's very, whilst it's very dynamic, it can be very complex. And I think that, you know, as a decision maker, you probably have many questions around compliance, cultural nuance, operational challenges. And that's kind of where we can step in and help. You know, we have a very good technical expertise, local knowledge, global perspective. So we're basically trying our best to make the UK businesses be successful in Japan. And in terms of like the services we cover, they will be across outsourcing, audit, tax advisory, and consulting. I mean, specifically within that area of services and the challenges, probably it's mainly around making payments or bank accounts and the things that maybe in other jurisdictions, including UK, you think will be done very simply. Whereas there may be other things that you may figure would be more complicated, like even setting up a company, which can actually be more simple than doing it sort of in the UK. So I think that the challenges may come from different aspects, but they're usually revolving around the fact that Japan has a slightly different culture or sort of operational way that sort of over time will become simpler as things are becoming more online or can be done sort of without as many levels of decision making and red tape. So if I look at where we can support companies coming into Japan for the first time, and then maybe after that I can talk about how we can help existing businesses in Japan. So companies that are going to enter Japan, I think there's three main areas where we can help them, and they would be sort of pre-incorporation advisory, where we would introduce them if necessary to like sales strategist or a market research company or a broker if they wish to do some analysis to sort of align, you know, with their objectives. And then if they want to take the plunge of incorporating, we can help them with legal establishment, and then we can also help them to do all the registrations, the bank, the tax, onboarding employees, those kind of things which are one-off, and then allows them to start the business. And even if we're not incorporating, we can step in and take the post-incorporation services from another provider like a law firm.
Right.
And then on the sort of acquisition route, so some companies would invest and buy an existing business or they wish to build from that. So we can offer like financial and tax due diligence to, you know, basically identify risks and then help, you know, the acquirer to, you know, to fully understand what they're getting into, and also help them to, you know, manage the complexities of buying a business in a foreign jurisdiction. So how do we help companies that are already here to grow? Well, basically, I think our services need to be very robust, and they need a little bit of a strategic insight. So we basically support across 4 areas, and they're kind of linked to our service lines I mentioned before. So yeah, from the outsourcing perspective, we're basically managing the accounting and the tax and the payroll, the payment processing, the corporate secretarial type services. Often we are taking over the services from an existing provider, basically to enhance communication, obviously with English, and to provide more of a global perspective for clients. So in this respect, one of the things that we are doing with our UK office is basically to manage what we call the last mile compliance for many projects, where UK is managing part of the services, but in the local jurisdiction, we are managing the local aspects, and that is becoming more of a sort of a common way for us to support existing clients. And also then we have obviously on the audit side, you know, as the firm grows in Japan, the audit requirements will grow and become more, you know, more numerous. So whilst we can support clients with part of their group audit, reporting on specific matters for Japan with their UK auditors, we may then move into auditing them in Japan from a legal perspective and a statutory audit. And thus we can offer sort of both angles to that and grow our services as the client's growing. On tax advisory and especially on transfer compliance, so obviously we can advise clients on the tax impact of changes in their business as they evolve their business. And then specifically on transfer pricing, I think this is the arrangements of how they price things cross-border is quite important, and we can design, implement and review transfer pricing policies that the client has in place. And one of the things within that is negotiating with Japanese tax office for what we call advanced pricing arrangements, or APAs, where they have usually a Japanese and a foreign tax impact, which Japanese tax office needs to understand. So again, going back to the collaboration aspect with our UK firm, is where we need UK tax specialists to be involved in such projects, we can just call on a number of different people within Forvis Mazars UK to support those projects and then be able to deliver on them for our clients. So the final piece would be on advisory. So as well as like M&A due diligence, or maybe strengthening internal controls, or actually doing or helping an internal audit for our clients, we basically can support them at whatever point of the growth curve they're in. So maybe I just touch on our strengths, and I think what kind of sets us apart from our competition. I think our integrated structure is very key. We basically can facilitate information transfer very quickly, and decisions can be made very quickly as we interact between our various offices. There are really no borders to fast and effective communication. Of course, we are not able to tailor all our solutions for every particular case, but I think what we want to emphasize is we want to go a little bit beyond the normal. We want to build partnerships. We want to have a long-term relationship with clients. So we need to go a little bit further sometimes to make sure that trust and business relationship is built. And I think this allows us, to effectively deliver on what we're promising, both to new entrants and to existing businesses in Japan. So in terms of how to contact us, clients can look at our website, and there's an online form they can fill in, which will come through to one of the leaders in the team here. We're also on social media, and of course, if the client is not based in Japan and wants to come through, via our UK office or any other office, as I mentioned before, the ease at which we can share information means we can be informed of such an inquiry and follow up, within hours. So
across your 100 territories.
Across our over 100 territories.
Over 100
Yes,
territories.
of course, yeah.
Thank you. Thanks so much for your time,
Thank you very
Kevin.
much. Thank you.